Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. Today we're going to be working on a second spread of Paintball from my son. He plays for the Brevard Buccaneers, and these are some early tournaments in 2022. Just point out a few things. I designed this whole background in Cricut Design Studio. You can see this piece here is cut out, but the flags over here and the paintball gun here have been used has been created by using a pen and the right feature in Cricut, and then the whole outline was done with the outlining tool in the design space. So all of these graphics are available within Cricut Access, and I made this really cool little pirate figure and just changed out the colors to match the colors of their uniforms. This piece is actually pretty cool. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's pretty thick. Each one of those is a layer on top of each other, which is pretty cool. Well, let's start by putting this little paint splat. We're going to give the pirate a paint splat, and I'm just going to do it right here on his hat so we can see that he's been playing paintball. Just push that down nice and hard. I pre-made this just because there were a lot of pieces. Some of it is glued and some of it I use my adhesive for, but we'll stick that there, push this up to the corner, and then work on this page. I just want to be really careful about knowing which way those paint splats go, just because they're all oriented a little differently each time and a different shape, so I've got to make sure I get each of those in the right spot, oriented the correct way. So let me see, there we go. I think I want that up a bit. Okay. I always use a cut piece of photograph to press down my other photographs. That helps to keep them from getting scratched or getting your fingerprints on them. My photographs are a little curled. You might be able to see that. They came that way from the Photoshop. Sometimes that happens, and when I have ones that have a little bit more curl on them, I make sure I get a little more tape and then are pushing out from the inside out so that they don't curl on the page. Okay, happy with that. There we go. I'm going to put the tape down there so I don't lose the orientation when I'm spinning it back and forth. So usually I put it on the back of the piece I'm putting down, but in this case, like I said, I want to make sure I don't lose those orientations because that background is oriented exactly to these being in the right spot. So put those on last just because they're covering over the photographs. And then you'll notice I cut this one really tight, but look here, look how much space I have here and how much space there. This cut ended up being 11.94. So it's going to fit on a 12 by 12 page. The problem is on your Cricut machine, it will cut to a maximum size of 11.5. So because this direction wasn't quite 11.5 and this was 11.94, I actually had to cut this mat on a 12, sorry, cut this backing on a 12 by 24 mat, and then make sure that I just align it properly. So I look very carefully first at Cricut Design Space to see where it was wanting to put the cuts. Oh, I have just ran out of tape. Okay. I am not sure I have another one ready to go. Let's see. But I do. So you'll get to see how these switch out. Take this one out, put this one in, put it back together. There we go. Easy fix. I just got to make sure I get this on this background paper. Again, I chose the background paper, sky and grass, just because that looks like the paintball pictures. And it kind of matches the first spread I did. And so it'll help to tie these two pages together. So we'll just stick this guy over here. Okay. And then work on this piece. You can see here that I've got these photographs overlapping. So I need to make sure these two are down first. And then I'll put the third one on. And then we'll put the embellishments over the top of them. So there we go. I love this photo here. I'll show you why when I flip it back over. He has shot a paintball, and the photographer, they have a professional photographer who travels with him, captured the paintball right there. So you can see a little bit of smoke coming out of his gun. That right there is the paintball. So they've caught the paintball mid-air, which I just think is really cool. You know, when overlapping photos, I do this sometimes because I want to get the full photo on the page. You've got to decide what do you want to get into the picture. So I could have put this underneath, but I really wanted to capture the design on that airbag. So this one is going on the top, and you can see it's not really blocking anything too important on the two photographs that are underneath it. And then of course we've got a little pirate here, or I guess he's a buccaneer, and I'm going to get him down with quite a bit of tape because he's kind of heavy because he's got multiple layers. And you can see there. Thought about inking this guy to put some dimension on him, but I think I really like it kind of plain like this. Now this is the target, and this is going to be interesting because it's very thin, so I have to make sure that we're getting glue dots in enough spots but isn't going to leak over. And I got one shot to stick this guy down, so I hope I'm getting it right. There we go. Okay. You can see that this photo here is pulling up a bit. Just re-stick it and push these down. But there we go. This is the second paintball spread. I really like the way this turned out. You can see I changed the paint splats here to yellow to match the yellow that is in these pictures. So thanks for spending some time with me today. Would love to see your projects. Take care.